Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rant? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know what to do on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, man. And in this video, man, I want to talk briefly about this whole Stephen A. Smith, Kevin Durant interaction. It's back and forth they got going on. I was listening to my man Too Raw for TV the other day. He did a couple videos on this back and forth interaction between Stephen A. Smith and Kevin Durant. And I was listening to him and I was just laughing, man, because both of these dudes are both soft, sensitive clowns. Talking about Kevin Durant and Stephen A. Smith, they're both soft, sensitive clowns because they're both calling each other clowns, essentially. Kevin Durant calls Stephen A. Smith a clown. Stephen A. Smith calling Kevin Durant a liar and calling him sensitive. They're both sensitive. They're both clowns. I've talked about both of these guys on this channel, and I want to touch on this little interaction that I heard about. Once again, shout out to Too Raw for doing his thing. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states, man, has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled by all support, man. It really means a lot, guys. Shout out to everybody in the membership that continues to support my channel. Like I said, guys, I'm truly humble, man. Much respect to all the true basketball fans, man. Real recognize real, man. We must continue to stand up. And like I said, set the record straight. Hold these guys to a standard, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I said, man, shout out to my man Too Raw for TV. I was into a couple of videos that he did on this whole Kevin Durant, Stephen A. Smith back and forth that they got going on. Once again, these guys are always going back and forth, man. Kevin Durant's always going back and forth with somebody. It doesn't matter if it's a media member, an actual known media member like Stephen A. Smith, or he's going back and forth with Keyshawn Johnson, or he's going back and forth with us, the nobodies, the everyday common folk, the fans of the league. He goes back and forth with the fans all the time. He talks down to us that we ain't nothing. Our opinions don't matter. Who the hell are we? This is how he talks to us, the common folks. I told you, I do not respect Kevin Durant as a grown man. I don't respect him as a person, as a man, because Kevin Durant, every chance that he's gotten, he shows his true colors, and he shows that he does not respect the commoners, the actual true fans of basketball. He don't respect the fans. He respects the fans. He doesn't respect us. Anyone that has an opinion of Kevin Durant that he don't agree with, we ain't worth nothing. We're nobodies. Right? Who are we? We're just stupid fans to Kevin Durant. The people who are paying his salary, the people that go out there that support the NBA, that he would have no place to play if it wasn't for the fans. The NBA is supported by the fans. Remember that. Not the NBA, but the players. It's the fans that make the NBA. The players make the game. I've told you this, guys, many, many times. Kevin Durant and a lot of these other guys don't respect us. They look down on us. Like we're nothing. We're nobodies. Kevin Durant thinks he's a basketball god. He's special in his eyes. He's special. He's above us. So that's why I told you, I do not respect Kevin Durant. The move that he made to Golden State was one of the weakest moves by any superstar athlete. I don't respect those 2 championships that Kevin Durant won. I don't even respect his overall on-court game. I really don't, man. Yeah, Kevin Durant can shoot the ball. I respect his shooting ability. But other than that, he's not a good rebounder. He don't play no defense like that, even though people try to argue, oh, Kevin Durant's a great defender. Dude, they never made one all-defensive team. Dude's been in the league, what, 17 years? He couldn't make one all-defensive team in the weakest, softest era in NBA's history. The dude averages 7 rebounds a game. He's 7 feet tall in this weak era with no legit big men. Once again, he's a poor rebounder. The leadership of Kevin Durant, which I think we need to focus on here because that really seems to be where Kevin Durant gets upset. And this interaction between Stephen A. Smith and Kevin Durant really stems from comments that Stephen A. Smith said as it relates to Kevin Durant, his lack of leadership. And once again, Stephen A. Smith, I do not respect Stephen A. Smith either. You guys know how I feel about his takes on the LeBron James, Michael Jordan stuff. Remember, I told you it was Stephen A. Smith that started this whole narrative about LeBron James a great husband, LeBron James a great father. Stephen A. Smith started saying all that stuff, man, with a straight face, pumping that narrative up. He's a philanthropist and an activist. There's all this stuff for charity. Stephen A. Smith's part of the problem. He started this stuff, man, because none of that stuff is accurate. None of it's accurate. So I do not respect Stephen A. Smith, the way he flip-flops around, the way he speaks down to people. Stephen A. Smith, once again, he's an elitist. He speaks down to the commoners also, Stephen A. Smith, which is why I said that both of these guys are clowns. And I don't respect either one of them. And they both come across as sensitive goofs. And that's really what this started from. Kevin Durant being sensitive about some leadership comments that Stephen A. Smith since his time in the Phoenix Suns. And I think it's pretty obvious that Kevin Durant has no leadership, man. He's not a great leader. There's levels to this, man. And Kevin Durant's not one of the great leaders, man. He don't do that. No, listen, you can't say and argue or be upset when someone says or questions your leadership when you got Steve Nash fired and ran out of town after you didn't want the coach that was there previously. So you run Steve Nash out of there. Where's Steve Nash at? Has anybody seen Steve Nash since? Kevin Durant did that, right? Destroyed Steve Nash. Where's Steve Nash at? There's no leadership there. The whole thing that went down with Kyrie Irving, James Harden on the Brooklyn Nets, that goes to lack of leadership from those guys. Kyrie Irving's not a leader. I've talked about him on this channel many times. Kyrie Irving has zero leadership, man. The guy's a straight goof. This is the same guy that was trying to tell you that the earth was flat. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing here, man? Anyone that makes a comment, I don't care if it's even in jest, you expose yourself, man. Like I said, it's not really being aware of your surroundings and just being a straight fool. And Kyrie Irving, to me, is a guy who thinks he's smarter than he really is. That's how Kyrie Irving comes across to me. That's just me, guys. He thinks he's smarter than he really is. And that's a dangerous person. Someone who thinks they're smarter than they are is a very dangerous person. And that was from Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, one of the smartest human beings to ever live on this earth, said that one of the greatest tragedies or one of the greatest threats to humanity is people who think they're smarter than they are, right? The thought of, or people who think they're intelligent when they're not. The illusion of intelligence, right? And that's how Kyrie Irving comes across to me. But he's not a leader. James Harden, we all know how I feel about James Harden, channel. Zero leadership, zero accountability from James Harden, and all three of those guys together, zero leadership. And that's why the Brooklyn Nets debacle went down the way it did. But Kevin Durant was a guy who requested a trade off of Brooklyn, right? He requested a trade, even though he went to Brooklyn to uplift that organization, the franchise, and bring them to the promised land. He requested a trade off of there when things didn't go right. Now he's in the Phoenix Suns, and essentially he built up another super team there with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, right? After they made moves to help out Kevin Durant. And what has he done since he's been on that team? He's done literally nothing. He's been swept a couple of times in the postseason. He's done nothing to lead them as a leader. No leadership from these guys. And Stephen A. Smith called him out for the lack of leadership on the Phoenix Suns and his sensitivities. Since he's been in the NBA, Kevin Durant's been a soft, sensitive clown, man, making burner accounts to go at the fans. Like, who does this stuff, man? You're a clown. You're a coward. You're like a LeBron James fan who makes 5, 6, 7, 8 different channels to keep commenting on my videos. 5, 6, 7, 8 comments on one video minutes after I post it. That's how Kevin Durant comes across. These guys who hide behind their keyboards, they hide behind the screens. They'll never call up the Sunday show. They'll never make a video and put their face on camera. But they'll make fun of the way you look, the way you dress, all these things about you physically, your personal attacks, but they're too much of a coward to put themselves on camera. Kevin Durant was making burner accounts to attack the fans. I told you about that disgusting interaction he had just recently after the Olympics, how he was basically telling the fans that we don't mean nothing. Our opinions mean nothing because we're nobodies. We're nothing. That's how he talks to people on social media who have opinions about things, who might not like him or the things that he does, that might have some negative stuff to say. It's insane. So Stephen A. Smith makes these comments. Him and Kevin Durant are going back and forth now. And it's, like I said, it's very comical to me because they're both soft, sensitive clowns. Anytime someone says something about Stephen A. Smith, a player, whatever the case may be, here goes Stephen A. Smith. He's got something to say. He has to come out on his show and make a whole show about it. Right? This is Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith is one of the fakest individuals out there. He tries to come across as he's coming across with class, or he's taking the high road. He's a snake, Stephen A. Smith. He's a dirtbag. Where's Max Kellerman at, Stephen A. Smith? I liked Max Kellerman on First Take. And Max Kellerman was basically snaked out by Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is a dirtbag. Remember, I use that word a lot on here because I can't curse. Stephen A. Smith is a dirtbag, certified dirtbag, ladies and gentlemen. He's like a LeBron James in the sense where he cares about nothing but his money and himself. This is why he brags about his money all the time. He talks about the people that he knows. Oh, yeah, MJ just texted me. Oh, yeah, I was talking to Denzel. He loves to name drop Stephen A. Smith. Like, we're supposed to be impressed because he knows some of these celebrities. I don't give a damn that you know Denzel Washington. Good for you. What the hell does that mean to me? Good for you that you know Michael Jordan. He texted you. I don't give a damn. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Because once again, that does not mean that or make Stephen A. Smith a great person or a good person or special. It doesn't. Because once again, I'm going to judge you based off of the way that you carry yourself, not based off the money you make, or the people you know. I don't give a damn about this stuff. Stephen A. Smith, guys like Kevin Durant, they think they're better than me and you because of their status that they have. And that's where they lose me. And that's why I don't respect about a lot of these guys. They think they're better than me and you. And it ain't just professional athletes. It's celebrities in general. They think they're above the law. They think they're better than us. They can do whatever they want, but we can't. I'm not with that. Not with that. These guys have a lack of humility. So they talk reckless. There's no honor between a Kevin Durant and Stephen A. Smith. They're not honorable. No class among them. Kevin Durant has said so many classless things over the years to the fans, not to Stephen A. Smith or some of these other fools in the media, to the people. He says classless statements all the time, Kevin Durant. Just because you're good at basketball, don't make you a better person. And Kevin Durant thinks because he's good at basketball that he's better than everybody. That puts him above us. So he could talk down to us. And the sensitivities of these two men, supposed men, is really what exposes them. It's not being real men. Sensitivities, the emotions of these guys. I've told you, look how emotional Stephen A. Smith gets. Right? Someone says something about him, he gets all emotional, goes on his show and has to go on a tirade, a rant about it. Right? These guys are emotional, man. The response are emotional responses. This is why Stephen A. Smith is often getting himself in trouble because he says stupid things. Or he says things that he didn't mean. He's just talking nonsense. Emotional, man. Sensitivities of a Stephen A. Smith. Sensitive. People call him out. Someone says something. Here goes Stephen A. Smith. He got to respond. He's sensitive, man. He's a clown, Stephen A. Smith. Right? Remember the whole Kwame Brown thing with Stephen A. Smith? You look like a clown. And I don't really subscribe to the whole, scrub thing. People getting all upset because he was using the word scrub. Once again, you're being compared to contemporaries. No one ever said they can beat you one-on-one. But once again, he looked like a fool out there, Stephen A. Smith. Right? He looked like a clown. And once again, Kevin Durant has a guilty conscience, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Durant has a guilty conscience. He knows that move to Golden State's not respected by the true fans. He knows we don't respect that move. He knows that move was weak. That's why he's a guilty conscience about it. Whenever people make comments about Kevin Durant's move to Golden State, this guy always jumps on it, man. I'm still waiting for him to respond to my videos, Kevin Durant. Like, I don't know if I got to tag this dude or what I got to do. I wish Kevin Durant would come to my comment section and start crying and moaning, or he would come and make a burner account and go back and forth with me. I wish. Kevin Durant, you a soft, sensitive, emotional clown, man. And I do not respect you. I do not respect your championships on Golden State. I don't respect any of it. You would not win an MVP in the 80s or the 2000s or the 90s. I do not believe it. You've never had any kind of leadership like the all-time greats. Remember, we're comparing him and holding him to the standard of the other all-time greats. We're not holding him to the standard of regular people, role players, or some guy you don't know of. We're holding him to the standard of the all-time greats, and Kevin Durant's leadership is not there. No leadership from Kevin Durant. That's why he went to Golden State. So he didn't have to lead a team. To be a leader, all he had to do is go out there and shoot some shots, man, which is what he does best, is shoot the ball. But nothing else. He didn't have to worry about anything else on that team because everything else was taken care of. You had defensive guys like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, the Andre Iguodala's and stuff like that. You had defensive-minded guys to play and pick up the slack on the defensive end. You had offensive guys that could pick up and cover and pick up the slack on the offensive end. So it wasn't just all Kevin Durant to lead the team offensively. You had Klay Thompson. You had Steph Curry there, right? You had guys that can score some points that could help out on the offensive end. So once again, this is what we're alluding to. No leadership from Kevin Durant. He joined Steph Curry's team. You had Draymond Green as the emotional leader, Steph Curry as the actual best player and the leader that way, the on-court leader. And Kevin Durant gets cursed out by Draymond Green, backs down, no leadership. Where's the toughness from Kevin Durant then? You had nothing to say to Draymond Green when he was screaming in your face, clowned you on national television, right? But Kevin Durant's a tough guy against Stephen A. Smith. He's a tough guy to those fans in the stands in that one game that I posted that video. He's tough to them. That's when Kevin Durant's a tough guy, right? He's a tough guy to the common folks, the fans out there. But he ain't no tough guy when it really matters most, when Draymond Green's screaming in his face, he got nothing to say. Kevin Durant left Russell Westbrook high and dry. Just left Russell Westbrook in OKC to take all the blame, all the criticism. Never defended Russell Westbrook. He didn't stick up, stay around for Russell Westbrook. No, he left Russell Westbrook high and dry, man. He dipped on him. Why? I can't win this. I can't win. Can't win Russell Westbrook. He'll let everybody tear down Russell Westbrook, even to this day. Russell Westbrook is known as a guy that can't win. You can't win with him. Kevin Durant bailed out of OKC. Just left the team. And then you join the team that beat you. The weakest move ever. Like I told you, that would have been like Will Chamberlain joined the Celtics or Michael Jordan joined the Pistons. You joined your direct rivals. It was the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Golden State Warriors, guys. They were the two teams in the Western Conference at that time. It was them. And a lot of people were picking the Golden State Warriors to lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder that year. I remember that series going. I actually thought the Oklahoma City Thunder were the best team in the league or in the Western Conference. It didn't matter about the 73 wins for the Warriors. Remember, they were going after that record. They were going after it. They didn't just get those wins by chance. They were going after that, and that's what cost them in the end, right? They put all that energy and effort into wins in a regular season. They didn't keep the eye on the prize. And when that series started, I thought that the Oklahoma City Thunder were the better team. And they were clearly doing that up 3-1. But where was Kevin Durant? Choked it away in Game 7. All that scoring that people talk to me about. Oh, Kevin Durant, the most skilled scorer ever. Where was he at in that series? Up 3-1. And you bailed on Westbrook and your teammates? So Macy essentially making it seem as if it was Russell Westbrook's fault. You left. You didn't come back to run it again. Never respect Kevin Durant. And look at his time on Phoenix. It's been an embarrassment. He's been swept in the playoffs the last 2 years. Swept. With talent. You have talent on your team and you're getting swept. Remember that series against the Brooklyn Nets? Against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Boston Celtics. When he was on the Brooklyn Nets. And Marcus Smart was picking his pocket up and down the court. And he was averaging like 5-6 turnovers a game out there. That's Kevin Durant, the turnover machine. That's him. He would get ripped every single night in the 90s. They would be full court pressing him, half court trapping this guy. He wouldn't be able to dribble the ball in the 80s and the 90s with that physicality, with the hand checking, with the way the guys played the game, the intensity on the defensive end, the effort they gave. They didn't ripping this man left and right. He wouldn't be able to dribble the ball in those eras with those long, lanky legs and those long arms. They'd be calling him for carries and palming all over the court, man. The standard was different. The skills look good in this era. It wouldn't be so much in those eras. So Stephen A. Smith and Kevin Durant are both soft, sensitive clowns, man. Both of them are clowns that are sensitive, that you say something about them. Here these guys come to defend themselves, to make some nonsense, to talk down to common folks. Remember, Kevin Durant looks down on you guys. He looks down on us. Stephen A. Smith looks down on us. They don't respect us. I don't respect either one of those fools. I would never listen to either one of those guys. I don't care what Kevin Durant has to say about anything, man. Once again, Kevin Durant runs his mouth a lot to the common folks out there. All you do is look stupid, Kevin Durant. You look ridiculous talking down to the common folks out there. He really thinks he's doing something by talking down to people like that. Making him, once again, it's always because we didn't play in the NBA. We don't have an opinion. We can't say anything. Meanwhile, we know the game more than these guys do. Our opinions are more valid than theirs are. Don't talk to me about these guys playing the league. Once again, if Kevin Durant was 6'1", he ain't in the NBA. These guys are blessed genetically with the gifts, and they've abused it and squandered it and taken it for granted. And once again, they've abused the fans, taken the fans for granted, because these guys get all this money, and they don't got to give no effort like that. They don't got to play the 82 games. They can request trades whenever they want. It's like Kevin Durant's a clown, man. Requesting a trade over Brooklyn after you went there to prove a point. So you have no leadership, Kevin Durant. I don't want to hear about it. Your leadership is not there. Lacking. And you've been exposed. You haven't led a team a damn place. Nowhere. Nowhere. And Stephen A. Smith, who listens to his basketball knowledge or breakdown, his takes? Remember, he has LeBron James, guys, as a second-grade player right behind Michael Jordan, and he wants us to take his take serious? He pumps up LeBron James as a great husband and father. He's neither. There's no evidence to support LeBron James being a great. Keyword here is great, guys. I'm not saying he's a horrible father or a terrible father or the worst father in the world. I'm saying he's not a great father. He's not a great father. That label right there, we got to stop using that word great. We're overusing it. It's not applicable for LeBron James. He's not a great father or a great husband. To me, like I said, he seems mediocre at both. But Stephen A. Smith promotes him as a great father. Stephen A. Smith promotes him as an activist. LeBron James is not an activist, man. He has not sacrificed anything for the people, for the black community. He ain't no activist. I told you, he's not. When you have people actually trying to put him and label him as a modern day Ali. Remember, I did a video on that guy, Lebitard, saying that. The modern day Ali. He's nowhere close to a Muhammad Ali. Once again, you're taking away from Muhammad Ali's greatness, his legacy, by lowering him down to a LeBron James. Nowhere close to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali sacrificed. LeBron James ain't sacrificed nothing. He would not sacrifice. He would not even sacrifice China. When Daryl Morey made those comments about China, here goes LeBron James swooping into the rescue. Hey, man, you know, we can't talk about things we don't know about if you don't have the information. Daryl Morey was more up to the know than LeBron James ever has been. LeBron James don't know what's going on. All he cares is those checks keep coming. So he got exposed. He picks and chooses when to be an activist, when he wants to stand up for something. That's not an activist. Dick Gregory, that's an activist. Sacrificed. Stood up for stuff. Jim Brown, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, these guys actually sacrificed, actually went out there and did things. Tangible things. Bill Russell. Remember, guys, whenever someone tries to claim that LeBron James is an activist or he does things for the black community, he does things for charity, he's a great human being, I want you guys to remember, he opened up a school. They say he opened up a school, right? We know he did not build that school, open that school up. But let's say he opened the school, and in that school, he built a shrine to himself. Think about that. He built a shrine to himself in that school. On top of the museum that he built for himself in the same state of Ohio. Remember this stuff, guys. That's how much LeBron James cares about those kids. He built a school and put his own shrine in there for himself. That's insane, guys, when you think about this stuff. Remember, it's LeBron James who always needs the recognition. Anytime something's done, it's LeBron James needs recognition for it. He announces everything he does. But he built a school, they'll tell you. He does all this stuff for charity, for the black people, for the community. Built a school for them. The man actually tried to fake read a Malcolm X book. I bring this up all the time, and I want you guys to really think about that. If you're being called an activist, someone who did something for the black community, but you got caught fake reading a Malcolm X book, not reading the book, you fake were reading it to make it seem like you're that black? Is that what you were doing? Oh, man, I'm so black, I'm reading a Malcolm X book. Dude, you came across a fool because you got exposed, called out. I told you, you should just watch the movie and called it a day. But he's an activist? He literally tarnished the legacy of Malcolm X. You're dishonoring his memory. He's not that important enough for you to actually read the book. He's not important enough for you to actually read the book. You're going to fake read it. That's no respect for Malcolm X. Muhammad Ali was with Malcolm X. He wasn't fake reading Malcolm X books or being fake with Malcolm X. His activism, his blackness wasn't fake. He stood up for something that he believed in. LeBron James ain't never stood for nothing. He literally stands for nothing but himself, for the money, for the fame. He don't even stand for the love of the game. The game's been torn down on his watch, and he doesn't care about it. He's one of the biggest reasons why the game is the way it is. But we're supposed to respect this dude? It's an absolute joke, man. You guys know what to do on this channel, man. Once again, man. I mean, listen, I don't even know where to begin sometimes with this stuff. I really don't. But this is what we've been alluding to on this channel, guys, all this time, man. LeBron James ain't no damn activist. Never been no activist. These people out here rewriting history, trying to bend reality, these narratives. And that's what my channel's here. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.